I don't know. I don't know how to start this. Okay. No, we're just gonna leave it. Okay. Hello and welcome to the TLNR podcast. That stands for the Late Night Run podcast. I am the executive producer, Chief, Sugar Daddy, Just Daddy, Brandon, probably going by Chief here, and I got three other absolute mad lads with me this evening or morning, whatever time it is. I guess we'll just go around the mic and introduce ourselves.
Oh, they call me JJ. I'm the red-haired dude.
We need more info than that, buddy.
I have a hot dad bod.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm an alcoholic.
Hi,
Absolutely.
JJ.
Okay.
I enjoy me some flavored water.
Ooh, okay.
Also, your real name's Joseph, but we
true.
call you JJ. I'm Brennan. I'm the largest and hottest of the group.
Amen.
I have the best dad bod, resident hoe.
My name's Josh. I got parked the car in Harvard Yard from Boston. You know how it be. Go Sox.
All right.
They suck.
What?
2018 champs.
Whatever.
baby.
That's great.
I'm
Okay.
I want your socks.
Stop. Okay. I'm trying to read a list here. I can't focus. The title. Yeah. Like I said before, it's the TLNR, the Late Night Run podcast. Josh kind of came up with the name.
You know, we tend to go to Walmart at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Listen, if there's people in the store, we went too early. We went at 6. Too many people didn't like it. Gotta go 11, 12 prime time hours. So, you know, can't get sued or anything, but you know where we going on those late night runs, so here we are.
Yes. Wow.
It's gonna be
Why? I mean, why are we doing this?
Because we
I
can.
guess Brandon will take that one. He had a better explanation than I did.
Okay, well, we have a big group of friends, the Absolute Units, and we often hang out around each other, and people overhear us, and they think we're funny. And I've had multiple people come up to me and say, "Hey, you guys should do a podcast. That'd be absolutely hilarious to listen to, you guys." So yeah, that's why we're doing it, to please the fans.
And a late night Walmart run and $110 of my own money. We now have a microphone and are actually doing this.
That's why we call him Sugar Daddy.
Oh,
He's paid for this podcast.
All right.
Executive producer.
The Absolute Units.
It's a very prestigious group to be a part of.
There's a limited number of slots.
And they're all
There's
taken.
a special way to get in that we cannot reveal. So there's, 6 Absolute Units?
Yeah.
6 Absolute Units, and then we're led by Chief, because you have to have a Chief to tell you if that's it or not.
I guess there'll be a little bit more on that here in a minute. They call me Chief because, if you heard before, my real name is Brandon, and I go by Chief because, well, this ain't it.
Wait, this ain't it. Then why are we doing it, Chief?
Because
Oh, should I leave now?
I spent a lot of money on this, and I'm committed to making this podcast work.
Fair enough.
Big facts.
Now, the real reason is when we started hanging out as a group, when I was initiated into the friend group, Brennan and Brandon sound very similar, and because I was after him, I had to take the username. So I picked one for myself, and I picked a somewhat relevant meme at the time, This Ain't It Chief, for about a month and a half. All I got were texts and phone calls asking me if this was it, and I had to reply if it was it or ain't it.
Let me tell you helped me out of some sticky situations.
Absolutely.
I was about to take a test, and I said, "Is this it, Chief?" And you said, "That ain't it," and I walked straight out of the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So, still passed with an A, so it was alright.
All right, back to the topic of the friend group that I was initially not part of, the Absolute Units. These beautiful specimens of men. Brennan will take it away and kind of, well, Brennan and JD will kind of explain how they came to be and maybe where are the other 3 Absolute Units at the time.
This is the origin story, how it all came together. The one piece. Once this happened, it was just you can't break this apart.
Okay,
It'll
well,
last for life.
before we get to the big
Sorry,
puzzle
I
piece,
get really deep.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Slow down. Slow down, JJ. So at the beginning of the school year, new school, don't have any friends. I meet up with two of the absolute units, not at the time, but Bailey and Chase, who are both not here today, but they will both be here eventually. We became friends because we all had the same classes together, and so I hung out with them a lot. And then I met Chase's roommate Ben, who's also not here. He's an absolute unit. And then I met JJ in my one class that we had together, and I was like, I like this guy. His name's JJ, not Joseph, because I already met a Joseph earlier that day, and I didn't have enough. I just couldn't remember two Josephs, so I named him JJ.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first walked into this class and I saw this guy, and he was going around like trying to get everybody's name, I thought, oh no, I can just already tell that I'm not gonna like this guy one bit.
And now we live together.
It's true.
So
that turned out really well.
Yeah. And then I met Josh, somewhat in Space Force. As you can tell, he's a loud character, so I had seen him around the halls.
You might have to.
Now, is this Donald Trump's actual Space Force, or you guys
Yeah,
some
so
of the
we
first
actually
recruits, or
fly spaceships.
Space Force is a intramural softball team.
Well, it was an intramural.
It is a
Rest in peace.
intramural
Rip.
sports team that will continue through all sports and translate.
Yeah.
Amen.
You want to take that?
It will transcend all living
There you
beings.
go. Yeah.
And this man, when I saw him hit that ball, and my third base coach, I wanted him to be my friend, of course.
So yeah.
all right, so so why don't you kind of dig into the story of
The big puzzle.
those poor Taco Bell employees on that one fateful night.
All right. So when was this? This had to be late
It's just a week
September or
Yeah.
early
Yeah,
October.
October.
Early October, I think.
Maybe. No, I think it was September. Maybe mid-end September.
You know what? It's in the fall time. We
Okay.
know that for sure.
In the beginning.
In the beginning,
God said, "Let there be
What?
light."
God created the heavens and the earth
Amen.
and the absolute unit. No.
That was the 8th day.
No.
that's excluded from
That's-
the Bible.
yeah.
That's in the
That's in the Apocrypha.
yeah, that's in the Apocrypha.
All right, back to
Okay, so I have a sweet cherry red 2009 Chevy Cobalt that glistens in the sun that everyone wants to ride in.
Oh, absolutely.
Every girl wants me because of it, and every guy wants to be me because of it.
Big facts.
So one night, we don't know what to do. The cafeteria didn't want to eat there, so we decide, we'll go to Taco Bell. So I grab my boys, Chase and Bailey, and I think, well, who else can come? And then I see JJ, and I go, bring him along. He's a character. He's a hoot. And then Josh is screaming in the lobby for some reason. I forget what. And I go, hey, you want to go to Taco Bell too?
Absolutely, I love me some meat in my mouth.
Okay.
okay.
There's Josh.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay,
This was late at night though. This
was past 11:00 because we weren't supposed. We can't go into Taco Bell, so we had to go through the drive-through.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. So
It was like just
like-
past 11 though, because we wanted to go into Taco Bell.
No. What happened was we went to McDonald's. No, we went to
Yeah.
Wendy's. It was closed. Went to McDonald's. It was closed. And then went to Taco Bell, and the indoor was closed, but the drive-through was still open. And so we were like, well, guess we're doing this. I didn't want to do a big, massive order, so I'm in driver's seat, Bailey's in passenger, and then it goes Josh, Chase, JJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right?
from driver's side to passengers.
We go to all these restaurants, nothing's open. We go to Taco Bell, the indoor's closed. Then we go through, so we decide to go through the drive-through, and we just put it all on one order. I order my 2 chicken quesadillas, no jalapeno sauce, because I ain't about that spicy life. I'm not trying to die here. And then everyone else gets the same exact order.
We got the
is the
Supreme, the $5 box with the Supreme Crunch Wrap and a taco. So that's lots of meat for all of us.
All.
This is not a sponsored video.
Yeah,
But
not
if you would like
sponsored,
to-
but if you want to sponsor
But hey,
us.
Taco Bell.
Hit us up.
You know, I'm
Find us
willing
on all
to
social
have a
media
flaming
platforms.
butthole for you if you want to sponsor any of our podcasts.
Relatable.
Hey, let me tell you.
I'll put jalapeno sauce on my
I'll
chicken
even-
quesadillas.
I
I'll leave it on there
Let
actually.
me tell you, I had that box. It went in as quick as it came out.
Oh,
I think that was supposed to be the other way around. It went out as quick as it came in. Or you know what? I don't think that makes sense at all. I continue.
He's special, AD. But
yeah.
but and so 4 people get the
Supreme Crunch Wrap.
Supreme.
Supreme Crunch Wrap box, all beef, and we go through the drive-thru. We get our order. We get an entire bag of sauces that no one ends up using at all.
You asked the guy at the drive-thru. You're like, hey, I want all the sauce.
Yeah. And then he was like, oh, give me a minute. He's gone for a minute. He comes back with another bag, and I was like, what? And then he hands it to me, and it's just full of every single sauce that they have.
He
there.
also used a few choice words.
Yeah, he said it was a crap load of sauce, but he didn't say crap. So we're like, oh, well, that's it. So I start to drive out, and I realize, wait, I forgot to order my drink. So I turn back around, go back through the drive-thru. There's a line waiting, and as soon as I get to the order line, he says, now, before you order, I want you to know that we have no beef left. Mind you, it's 11:30.
It's probably 12. Yeah, after 12.
No, it's a
maybe.
little earlier.
It's
okay.
earlier
Alright,
because
never
they're
mind.
open for 2 or 3 more hours. And we realized we took the rest of their beef in their stock and they still have 3 hours until they close. What are they gonna do to people that want beef? And so I get my Mountain Dew, I get to the window, the guy looks at me and goes, oh, it's you again. Hands me my drink, forgets my straw, I have to wait at the window. I finally get it, and then we come back to campus, and we think nothing of it. And then we just, for some reason, absolute units stuck in our mind, and we thought, it takes 5 absolute units to take all of the beef from Taco Bell 3 or 4 hours before they close. And so that's how the original 5 got our names and numbers. So I'm absolute unit number 1, Bailey's absolute unit number 2, Josh is 3, Chase is 4, and JJ's 5. And then we see Ben in the lobby, and when you look at this man, you think, this is an absolute unit right here. So on the spot, we declare him absolute unit number 6 and decide to shut off the gates there. No one can become an absolute unit unless they go through a severe, rigorous testing process.
That no one has ever even dared.
Yeah, no one's dared to even try it yet. So
And we got the punchline: 1 Cobalt, 5 absolute units, all the beef.
I think it's safe to say that it's every fast food employee's worst nightmare when, like, 5 dudes come rolling up to their drive-thru packed in a really tiny sedan and just order a metric crap ton of food.
Oh yeah.
we just took all their beef. So that's how that came to be about. And that was our friend group for a while. We started hanging out with each other, and then we kept getting more friends, but some of them would go away after a while, and us 6 always stayed the same and stayed together. I'm trying to think, when did you
That's gonna be I came in when we started hanging out at the student union
Oh, yeah.
and with Tony.
I forgot.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah, just a quick kind of a little informational bit. Like, oh no. Okay, so an absolute unit is like a I don't know. It's kind of a meme, but I don't know. They're just like, you look at something and you go, wow, that person or that thing is just
Absolute.
so like absolute.
Oh yeah,
Listen.
I
Oh,
forgot that in my introduction. I burp a lot. It's always me.
He has intestinal problems.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a whole nother story that I'll probably go into one day about my medical history. But that's
No, we're not gonna go deep into your medical history.
Listen,
Deep
let
into
me
my
tell you.
bowels.
If you want to think of an absolute unit, I want you to go on this little site. You might not have heard of it. It's called Reddit,
Yes,
alright?
sir.
You're going to look for a page called Absolute Units, and you just scroll through the pictures, about 2 seconds. You'll know exactly what we're
Yes,
talking about.
ours-
Exactly.
Now and then, just imagine all of those are humans, and there's 6 of us packed in the tiniest car possible.
As r/absolute units, just to give you a visual representation of what this might be.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, so now to when I come into the story and become their fearless leader.
I don't know about fearless, but
Yeah.
leader, sure,
Hey.
I guess.
Hey,
Leader is also a
who
question.
DM'd the hottest girl in the school?
That's very true.
That's
That's
fair.
something
Hey,
I
that's
would
fair.
never do.
Who did not get a message back?
Also true. And that's relatable, though.
But
Absolutely.
okay, so at our school here, which we won't name for
Obvious reasons.
Security and
for
privacy reasons.
yeah, for the sake of keeping the school in a good name and everything.
And students as well.
Yes, and other students. We used to hang out in this area called the student unit. I can't talk. The
Student
stu-
unit.
the student
Yeah.
unit.
That's what we are.
Students union, and it was like this area at the way far into campus. Terrible walk, but it had the pool tables, the TVs, booths you could sit in and hang out. Foosball,
Ping pong.
ping pong,
Right next to a cafe.
yeah,
It's-
food. You know, it was the spot. It was the best place to hang out. And it was great because we were really the only people
Yeah,
that
I'd
ever
say
would hang out down there.
it was a great place for all of us outcasts to meet in because if you just wanted to go there and meet some new people, you could find the strangest and yet most hilarious people on the planet. And I'm glad that we had that experience down there because it really united this group to meet in a place and play some Purple Llama. That was classic.
Yeah, I think that was that was really the place where we really bonded and became as tight of a friend group as we are.
Didn't I drag you down there?
Yes,
Wasn't
you
that
did.
me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, I think one of the first times I met you, yeah, like, it was him and Ben had walked down there, and you were on your bike. I was like, this guy, he's just riding his
Yeah, I
bike.
was flexing
into-
my BMX bike, just rolling it down a hill and parking it and locking it to a bike rack because there's nowhere to ride on campus. But so yeah, hanging out with that group of friends, Brandon and Brennan. Our names sound very similar. Him being first, I took the nickname, and it just kind of stuck.
Plus, you were already kind of our leader. Like, we'd come to you for guidance because you've somehow lived 30 years of life while only being, 18 or
It's
19?
true.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You could do any construction or any tool you can just use instantly.
Engineering major right here. That's
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Facts.
Any computer, anything. You just go to Chief and he has the answers.
So Tony, Tony.
Everybody, go ahead and press F on their keyboards to pay respects to this man before we tell you about him. That's how good he was.
He was the greatest. Some would say he became absolute unit number 7 before
That's true.
his downfall.
The intention was there.
It was, yeah.
Towards the end of our days at the student union, our what is he like, the student life president? What is he considered? What's his job position
President
here?
of Student Life.
President of Student Life decided, you know what? Our students here don't need a place to hang out. They can just hide off in their dorms and eat the crappy cafeteria food and move on with their life. And they just did away with the student union. No more
And-
pool tables. No more.
In the matter of 3 days, they removed at first they pushed all the booths to one side and installed this weird rack, and then had a bunch of bicycles and took ping pong tables, foosball tables,
Pool
and
tables.
air hockey tables out. But there was the one pool table left, and then they took the pool table away the second day and left the booths. And then the day after that, there was just workout equipment all over the place.
None of these items have been found. We are still on the search.
Yeah, we've been
See where
trying
they
to
might have
find
ended
them.
up.
Rumor
And it's been what 3 months?
rumor has it the pool table, our precious pool table, is in one of the apartment complex, but we have yet to confirm nor deny this.
I can deny that the rumor that you're saying because you told it to me, and that's where I sent Adam the one day and his group that was hanging out, and they went down there and there's nothing in there anymore. They did away with that place too.
Rip.
Now, the reason all the workout equipment got moved into the student union is because the previous room that they had all the workout equipment was now being used for our future esports team. And now, right now, that room is empty except for a couple of chairs, a couple of desks, and a few monitors.
Yeah, it's a very slowly growing esports program, but they just gutted the only hangout spot on campus or pretty much anywhere in town except Walmart, and
Which ironically
That's-
inspired
yeah, that-
this podcast.
exactly.
Thank you, Walmart. Which again, if you want to sponsor,
But-
Listen, we can
Right.
just put your name right in the title.
Call us.
right.
We got
Right.
the email address.
Stop
Hit
asking
us
for
up.
sponsors. It's awful. But
Yes, we are still sellouts.
yes, sell out.
sell out corner.
Go to our merch page.
The future.
Merch page that we don't have
That we
on
don't
a
have
website that we still don't have.
Maybe in a few years if you're listening to this.
Hey,
it'll be there.
listen. Hey,
Yeah,
listen.
maybe.
Twitter and Instagram up and functioning. So go follow us.
What's
wanna
our
give
what's
out
our
our
So it's TLNR podcast.
Is that
For
both?
both Twitter and
both-
Instagram?
Both. If you look that up,
Okay.
we'll show up.
I'm not even following these things.
No one is. No one is. But it's on Twitter and Instagram. We're there for now. Later to be expanding to probably Snapchat. So hit us up for that
Snapchat.
premium Snapchat.
No,
you know
no,
how it is.
stop with the-
It is.
Snapchat,
No.
Facebook,
It
and
is
then
fresh.
eventually we'll be adding to MySpace. Getting the real
Yes,
OGs
absolutely.
listening.
All right, so now back to the story of the PSU. So the only thing that was left in this hangout area that was once so great was a pool table, and actually I think that was about it.
That
It
was
was
like
a pool table.
the TV no longer worked, and there was
Yeah.
some Bluetooth stereo that worked every once in a while. There was like almost no power in the room because they were redoing electrical work.
They had a bin of boxing gloves.
We were just kind of hanging out in there mid construction,
Yeah.
and the room was, it was like, I'd say it's like 90% exercise equipment.
Yeah.
And this is where Tony came into the picture. Great guy. He had no limbs.
He
Oh.
just doesn't have 4 limbs.
Quadruple.
Yeah.
Other thing we should say about Tony is he was a dummy. Not
Quite
like dummy like JJ, but he was a he was an exercise dummy, you know. But he looked so lonely sitting in that corner watching us play Purple Llama and just chatting it up in what was left of the PSU. So we invited him into our group of friends. We actually, there was like someone had left their
Workout.
probably what was a sweaty T-shirt on top of some shelf or something. So we brought it over and we gave it to Tony because he was shirtless, and we kind of just hit it off with him, you know.
Had great long discussions with him too.
Yeah. Things did get a little bit aggressive at times. With
We have a video
With,
of JJ losing a fight to a
Tony.
limbless dummy.
twice actually.
Twice.
I think he lost twice.
He was ripped.
He's
Yeah, he is shredded.
Yeah, he is.
And
For a
He's
man
a
with
big-
no limbs, he's shredded.
You are 0 for 2.
yeah,
Tony.
he gave me the good old 1-2 and just kind of, took me to the ground.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Luckily, or happily, they got over their differences and arguments, and
Yes, we did.
they were actually passionate lovers there for a little bit.
He was quite the man, I must say.
Listen, just looking at his body, can't blame
I
you.
cannot believe
that we
you.
put that shirt on because he looked cold, but it came off very quickly. We could not resist that shredded bod.
Those pecs. Let me tell you
Those
about those
pecs, the
pecs.
abs.
Those, and if he had
This
arms,
is so
his
weird
arms.
for people who do not know us
Yeah,
at
we
all.
are sexualizing a
An MMA practice fighting dummy.
Listen.
Alright, so they're really called, I think they're called bobs.
yeah.
That's, the real name. which is, if you don't know what that is, it's like kind of a training kind of practice thing for boxing. So it just has
MMA too.
and MMA, just
Kickboxing, yeah.
martial arts,
Fighting, yeah.
fighting,
Yeah.
and it's just like a torso and a head with
That's
no
it.
arms, and he's just kind of sitting on a pole, and he's just absolutely shredded.
He just kind of, I don't know why we decided to do this. We're all hopefully somewhat matured adults, but we still decided to hang out with a rubber MMA training dummy, and they were the best times.
Tony was the glue that formed this group together because
Yeah.
he was one non-existent man that we could all unite behind as our leader.
He's also kind of the healing between the process of, just banishing and getting rid of, a hangout
Yeah.
spot, because,
He was the last farewell
college
to
kids,
PSU.
college kids don't need, hangout zones or anything.
Yeah, no.
Dude,
Absolutely
we'll just lock ourselves in the room and
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what we're
do
doing
unspeakable
now.
Wants
things,
to do
We've
homework.
locked
like
ourselves
record
in our rooms.
god awful podcasts.
Yeah.
Tony was like Brent said, our last farewell to the student union, and it really gave us a few more good times before we stopped hanging out there all together, because it is now a fully functioning workout area that we've been in once.
Yeah,
Because we're
Tits.
not super athletic people, and
Absolute units don't exercise.
they didn't
Listen,
call us
you lose the
absolute,
title if you
right.
yeah,
are not absolute anymore.
They took away our one space where we could be free and be fat and be proud, and now we're ashamed every time we walk in there. People look at us in disgust, and they're like, "Ugh."
Nowadays, some people call that a safe space. I guess you could say we're triggered all the time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we're not gonna say that. But I am angry.
The biggest problem I have with this is that they think that we need 3 workout rooms.
Yeah, we have 3.
Because we have 3.
Right. We
Yeah,
have
we do.
the student union is now more of like a cardio room and also like a little bit of a boxing room.
It's very
And then-
weird.
On the new arena that they have, upstairs that was a fully cardio room with more treadmills and like stuff like that. And then downstairs is the weight room. So if you need to work out, you got 3 rooms to pick from.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm starting to think the campus thinks that that our faculty thinks that the student body is getting a little
It's
chubby.
a large body.
Because we'll talk about it some other time. They got rid of trays in our cafeteria, and because we take too much food, and they gave us an extra workout room.
But that's
And-
They
but,
said it was
yeah, there
because
was-
of water.
Whatever.
We'll get into
That's a
that
different-
more.
That's a whole nother thing that
Tune
we're not
in
going to go into.
for more podcasts.
Hey, tune in next time.
No, we're not going to do that.
Whatever media you found that, come back next time.
Oh yeah.
Get to the
No,
sauce.
that's not
Meme review.
Meme review. To the sauce. Oh yeah.
Oh wait.
All right, this is gonna wrap up tonight's podcast. I want to thank everyone for listening. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, and stay tuned for more shows. We will have some very, very fun guests on in the future that you will not want to miss.
Don't forget to look us up on social media. You can find us at TLNR Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We will be hopefully streaming to Apple Podcast, SoundCloud, and YouTube for now. Hopefully reaching further demographics in Spotify and other streaming services.
Okay.
Shout out to our logo designer. He did a great job in creating our design. You can find him on Instagram at cr.ws. So give him a follow.
We will hopefully see him on several of our podcasts. Once again, everyone, thank you for coming out and listening to the podcast. And
Keep on running.
Yeah!